You see, Brittany's been jumping around naked again.
Brittany's always going to be jumping around naked.
Damn hillbilly girls, they do that stuff.
YOLO.
YOLO.
All right, we are live on the TikTok Live.
YOLO TikTok Live.
Off Air Podcast. Yet again on this Monday.
Evening. What up, TikTok? So I've been looking to get some hate from somebody for this. So I posted that's up earlier. Well, probably the further we get into the night.
Are you trying to get spin the what do you say? Like trying to stir the pot a little bit?
Stir the pot. No. So here's what this was about.
Okay.
I get tired of seeing people talking into these microphones like this. I'm talking over here into the microphone, and you can probably not hear me as well as if I'm talking into it this way. They're meant to be talked right into
directly
this way. Yeah. There's some microphones that are omnidirectional that they'll pick up anything. So if you're over here, it'll pick up. But if you're right here, it sounds really good. So these people have that I saw, and that it's not just.
Are you nitpicking someone else's podcast?
It's not just
going on.
Well, yeah, because I can hardly hear. I'm old and I can't hear, Ray. I can't hear.
Okay.
So somebody's like, they're over here and they're just kind of talking like this, and then they're like, they put the microphone like right here, and then they're like talking like this, and you can't. They're like just really low. I'm like, talk into the freaking microphone.
Well, okay.
You're afraid that somebody might hear you. Let's not get all afraid of stuff.
I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is that the people who start podcasts are not usually media trained or who've never been on radio that often.
All I did was I did a quick tutorial. I'm like, it's driving me crazy. I said something like, it's driving me crazy. And if you could just, this is an SM7. I was in the studio, and this is a sure SM7B.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that have these SM7s. And then the lower line for podcasters is like the MV7, exact same microphone, just a little smaller, the inside's not as good. But, so I was like, don't talk to the side, talk. I know you're this way. Everyone can see you, right?
Right.
You can do it this way, and that's great. And you still get audio. But if you're just like talking right here, it's like, oh yeah, I can actually hear what you're saying.
And then also, most of these guys who start these amateur podcasts usually will have, or at least you should be wearing headphones so you can actually hear yourself.
Yeah. It's you should be wearing headphones so you can hear everything going on. So if you can turn the other person up if they're really low or whatever. Yes, there is that. So I haven't caught any hate for it yet, but now that I've talked about it on TikTok, someone's going to go look at it.
Well, I mean, it says a lot, and I think
I'm just here to educate, Ray. Just here to educate. Not throwing shade at anybody.
And I agree, because I believe everyone and their grandma has a podcast, but I'm also a firm believer that everyone should have a podcast.
Yeah. So maybe I should do a whole series of audio tips or something something like that. It's like if
the correct way how to use certain equipment.
If you have your Rodecaster, you've got all, because some of these guys, they put thousands of dollars into all this.
Right. And this equipment.
Yeah. And, and it still sounds like crap because they don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe I should do a little bit of,
well, I mean,
a little microphone or when people do this really gets me.
Okay.
They've got like a Shure SM7. It's like a handheld microphone, but you can do it with this too. And they grab a hold of it and they do this like this, right?
Yeah, no.
Or or if they're MC and they got a hold of it and they cup it like this, like, don't ever do this. This is the worst thing in the world is cupping a microphone. Unless you're trying to get that sound. You just like, trying to do the Darth Vader thing or something.
Yes.
That's different. But, for effect, but don't cup the microphone like that. No, yo, what's up?
And
I'm sorry, it worked in 8 Mile, but it does not really work in real life.
Also worse when they don't have a noise gate or a high processor mixer like this. So it's just crazy loud in people's ears.
If you got a little bit of a fancy processor, because that's got Aphex inside.
Yeah, this thing is level to the dial. You can yell at this microphone and it will not.
Aphex has been around. And these microphones are specifically for the Rodecaster, but the Rodecaster's got other presets in there too. It's all preset.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the TikTok Live.
What's up, TikTok Live?
Yeah, so this is the Off Air Podcast on HITZ 104.9. So we are talking about first. Randy's talking about his little thing,
rant about
people's
microphone
misuse of
placement,
podcasting equipment. So, okay, do you want to start with a little more lighthearted news, or do you want to start right into the hard news?
Let's start lighthearted.
Okay.
Let's go lighthearted.
So I went to go see Spider-Man this weekend. I went to go see
that, Ray.
I loved it.
I keep hearing good things. I hear good things.
Yes. So
you're gonna spoiler alert, aren't you?
No.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm just gonna say this. It is very ground level Spider-Man. So forget about the Avengers. Forget about all the stuff that happened.
Yep.
This is Spider-Man starting off fresh, brand new day.
Yeah.
And it's him fighting street level crime.
Okay.
Which feels a lot more of like the comic book. And so I will say the Punisher's in it, the Hulk is in it, and then you get introduced to a new character. I'm not going to say anything else because I do believe you should go see it. It's a good movie.
Uh-huh.
And I just going to say this. Tom Holland and Zendaya have made a lot of money this year because being in 2 big blockbuster films.
Yep.
And then not only them being big old blockbusters for them, but actually being like good movies is like, yeah, they're set.
Zendaya is like, what singing career? Who needs to do that anymore? Same thing with Ariana Grande. Speaking of which, Ari said she's going to take a break after this last tour. And I'm not surprised. Jelly Roll said that too. He's going to heal. He's going to be out for a year or 2.
That was exactly where I was going to get into the point between Tom and Zendaya. They also announced that they're going to be taking a break as well.
Tom as well?
Yep, Tom and Zendaya.
Man, everyone's taking a break. What the hell's going on?
I think it's 2 things. I think they are actually probably working hard. I think the companies, the labels or whatever, the production companies, they're probably working them to the T, right? And then second, social media, it drains them.
Oh yeah. But speaking of Ari, she's got her song out. Her album's been released, and it was Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, all these big names. And Somber, he's kind of become a big name too. You think it seems to me like Top 40's in a renaissance right now, where we've got all the big name artists that's got hits out right now. And I was just looking at music for hits, and it's just like all the big names have something. The only thing, well, actually, Martin Garrix said Sheeran repeated. So I was going to say everybody but Ed Sheeran, but Ed Sheeran's got a song out too. So it's interesting. Even, Drake and all the big names. Does it seem like, it kind of seems like we're in a renaissance. We're back. We're kind of, it's kind of picking up again. It's weird how stuff turns around. Like 2 years ago it was country, and country just kind of like all of a sudden came back, and it was down for a bit. And don't say, oh, country was kind of
in and out. It's always been in and out.
It was kind of down, but each format kind of has a resurgence after a while. I think it's almost time for Top 40 to come back.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of all the different things that are coming out. So
it's fun. It's fun though.
Tom Holland, speaking of going back to Spider-Man,
yep.
There's a song in that movie that just blew up all over Spotify already. And it's, I don't know if you're familiar with an artist named Tame Impala.
Well, yes.
So we have
slightly.
So one of his older songs, in fact, was in the new Spider-Man movie, and
was Dracula in it? Because Dracula's an old song. This is the Jenny remix that got popular.
No, this was Loser.
Okay.
I heard
that song.
So this song I remember listening to a long time ago, and I love this song. And hearing this song in this movie made me feel so giddy inside, because it really shows you where it's gonna go. Because Tom's going through it, or Peter Parker is going through it.
Yeah. So Tame Impala has been around for ages. And everyone's like just discovering him now. I think Jennifer Grant and I were talking,
and he's not a band. For those who keep asking, he's not a band.
I want to say he opened up. Jennifer Grant said she watched him open up for like the Marley Family or something in like 95, 96, long time ago.
Yes.
And Dracula's an old song. Jenny remixed it, and it went crazy.
So
crazy. Love that song, though.
Why do you? So in your perspective, now that you say we're going through this whole renaissance, do you think that these artists need some time to relax? Is that what's going on? That they've been working them so hard that they need some time just to kind of.
Well, the ones you're talking about that need to relax are the ones that are doing movies and touring and doing albums and all that stuff. So Ari, I mean, she did Wicked, second Wicked, and then
I've never seen those movies, but I heard it's good.
And then she has, yeah, it's good. And she plays Glinda. But and then right after that, she's made and actually in the process of doing 2, I think, second Wicked movie, she was doing an album. So and now she's going straight to tour. Would that tire you out, right?
Yes. I mean, if I was ever a musician and I have no musical talents whatsoever, I could probably just dabble onto like Ableton or Fruity Loops on my computer. But I don't think touring for me would. I know I would love the traveling part, but actually like performing the same songs over and over again would probably.
I would not.
Turn over.
Unfortunately, that's how the artists make their money. That and merchandise.
That's that big money. Yes,
tour because the record companies they take the bulk of it. They get pennies on the dollar for everything. So, the only way the artists can make their money is to go on tour, and there's people that take parts of that. Plus, you got expenses. So when it comes down to it, merchandise is like their biggest thing. Yeah. That's why shirts are 40, 50, 60, $80. It's crazy.
Man.
I was at a show here. What I go to?
That's why when that one time we got all those Ed Sheeran shirts, that's why I got like a bunch of them because I know how expensive they are.
Yeah. Well, and Taylor Swift overbuys all the time and she sends us stuff too. Her people send her stuff from the previous tour. So I'll get a box now and then it just shows up in the mail. It's just like, here's a box of leftovers that we have from this tour and that tour. So it's just kind of cool.
Yes.
But just saying that they make a lot of money on that stuff. And once the tour's over with, yeah, maybe they'll sell it on their website for a little bit, but then there's nothing to do with it. It's either trash it or send it to somebody. Send it to the homeless, the DJs over here, and let them give it away to people.
What's up, everyone over on the TikTok Live? Yeah, we are in the mix of like the idea of like why these artists need to take a break. But I kind of want to shift things over a little bit. I have so big news, the big news that happened, the tragedy opened in Idaho about the shooting over at the In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah.
The first
crazy video.
First thing, yeah, there's videos all over the internet. The first thing that came to my mind was who in the hell would want to shoot up an In-N-Out Burger?
I know.
It's like
that's what a hamburger's all about.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know there's a lot of people who never heard that jingle?
In and out. That's what a hamburger's all about. I'm surprised they really
never played anymore. They need to bring it back. In and out, please. I'm sorry. I know you guys went through something, but that's something I need to.
Whatever they advertise, they usually do, and they don't. The thing about In-N-Out burgers, like you don't have to advertise a whole lot. A lot of I won't say this.
They don't have to.
But In-N-Out, unless it's a new location opening up, they hardly ever advertise because they don't. I don't want to say they don't have to because they should, because they need to. But
let's not front, Randy. We want their money. we want that advertising money.
They busy, man. They busy. Let me tell you. So I was like, I got something about this, Ray, and he was like, okay, we'll save it. So
yes.
So I didn't know this, but she was in Idaho. So the In-N-Out Burger employee killed in a mass shooting in Idaho over the weekend, I'm just reading, has been identified as 23-year-old Ashley Garrity of Stockton.
Oh, wow. So was she a transfer worker?
She went to train. She had gone into In-N-Out new location in Twin Falls to train. Oh, she was training workers. Shit, so that was a new In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, it just opened.
So she was training when she was killed in Saturday's shooting at the fast food restaurant. Her uncle Marcos confirmed to KCRA TV Channel 3 in Sacramento.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Look.
Yeah, it's heartbroken.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
so sad.
That's the thing that, like, you want to understand the psychology of a shooter, but sometimes they said there's that mindset when you're set to do something, you can't you can't take them out of it. Same thing goes with someone who is suicidal. It's the same, same processing.
Just looking at true crime, listening to true crime podcasts and Brian Kohlberger and those guys if he didn't kill those kids in Idaho, back to Idaho again. If he didn't kill them, it was going to be somebody.
Yeah.
He was dead set, no pun intended, but he was dead set on taking somebody out because he wanted to know the feeling. Supposedly, that's what the psychotherapists are saying, because he's never said why. And now we're talking true crime. Totally.
Yes.
I'm getting off subject a little bit, but now he wants a new trial. Did you see that? Dude wants a new trial because he said that
for who? What are we talking about?
Brian Kohlberger.
Oh,
I'm off on to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
Brian Kohlberger, though, he wants a new trial because he said the lawyers lied to him. Chance in hell, not happening. Sorry. Back to the Idaho shooting.
Yes. So first, shout out to the cowboy who had the silenced pistol, who distracted the shooter while the guy was going on his mayhem.
Yeah. Crazy.
But I think it brings a little bit of a discussion about the whole, like, I think in Idaho, I don't know if it's an open carry or a concealed carry state. I don't know what the gun laws are.
I think it's concealed carry.
I don't necessarily know, but having a silencer is a no-no in California. So obviously they can have a silencer in Idaho, but I just want to say that is definitely one of those moments where, like they say, it's that saying about the whole it's not the gun, it's the person, which is true.
Yeah.
But I also, like, it's one of those things, like, how does a person obtain an AR-15 in that way and then go about into the whole safety thing? And, like, for me, so you can say whatever you want. My whole family had guns. I'm also a gun owner. I do believe we should have some kind of regulations around.
Well, they should do. I think they should do a little bit. And this is me. I think they should do a little bit more of a background check,
a universal background check. I wouldn't be, and I honestly,
like a psychological background check. Not something crazy, but
my thing is, I believe there should be a standardized testing system that, like, I believe that everyone should own their firearms. You should be allowed to go and buy your guns. That's what America was based on.
To bear arms, right to bear bears. One of the two.
I'm not the whole against them taking your guns or anything like that. But I do believe in the idea of people going through the proper testing, just like how you go to the DMV to go get a test on driving your car.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there should be some kind of standardized test, some standardized certification for you to go through to purchase a firearm. I don't believe in some Joe Schmo from anywhere can just go to a gun store and just buy something.
But you can do all that stuff and someone will still lose their
there's
crap.
still criminals out there.
Well, it's just or someone will just lose their crap and just go hostile crazy for a minute, and that's all it takes. Someone with a gun in their hand like that.
Yeah.
So you just don't know. Because it could be welling up inside. Could be the normal person, because I don't know any background on this one from last week.
Yeah, this guy is still new. This is still very new. So no one knows exactly what's going on. Yeah. So yearly background checks on gun owners. Yeah, see, Jose. Yeah, see, people are saying,
do yearlies after they got them.
Background checks.
Yeah. Well, that's
so there's some. Okay, so the reason why I think some people say that is because there's countries that do that already.
Yeah, or psychological checks. I mean, 5 minutes with a psychiatrist. I mean, it's going to cost something. Looks like there's got to be some way that you can figure out.
And I think the scare is that, like, what happens if they fail that test?
Yeah, because they've already got the gun.
Yeah, so that's the other scare. I think that's the one thing the NRA will come at me about. It's like, well, what happens if they fail their test? That means the government's going to take their guns away. Or they could transfer the gun to someone else, like a family member, who can be trusted with that. Yeah. There should always be some kind of way. But the idea that people can just blindly buy weapons like that is, to me, just not logical. People, like, they want to say about common sense, use common sense. But for me, it's like, well, isn't it common sense to have licensing?
Well, the
for
background
that?
check is just for priors, right? It's nothing. There's nothing that they can't foresee the future anyway.
Right.
So it's kind of it's hard to gauge on that aspect. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm a communist, Randy. Maybe they're going to call us a communist.
We're not going to be able to solve the world's problems in 20 minutes today, anyway, Ray. I don't know.
But I just think it's sad, especially we just saw the picture of the girl who was just killed, the worker, and she was beautiful. So that's just tragic.
I'm sure she was a good person.
Yeah,
besides being beautiful.
That's just tragic.
And she was from Stockton, man. She was there to train new people.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and what I think about that, I also think about how In-N-Out is slowly expanding. It's no longer becoming a California or West Coast only state. Now you're going all the way to Tennessee, to where they have the furthest In-N-Out place. But yeah, that was a hard pill to swallow once I saw that the other day.
So, but he ended up being deceased because did the officer shoot him, or the guy that was in the drive-thru? Did he shoot him fatally, or did he shoot himself?
So from what the report said, from what I saw, is that he killed himself.
Maybe someone on TikTok could tell us.
Maybe.
I didn't catch the end of it. I just saw the video of him walking around.
Yeah, the guy
the, rifle.
The guy with the pistol with the silencer distracted him, and then I guess the guy got probably hit. He probably hit him, but the dude had an AR versus a guy with a small pistol and a silencer. So that is very there's the guy handicapped himself on that one. So
yeah,
first off, that takes a lot of bravery. Second of all, that was enough to distract him to flee and not shoot anyone else. And then until he probably got somewhere far away where he was able to point the rifle at himself, which is a very difficult thing to do if you have an AR-15.
Yeah. And me being paranoid when I'm in the drive-thru like a place like that, I think about stupid stuff like that. Because it's
a new fear unlocked.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, right? And then it happens, and you're like, man, I was just thinking about that a while back. Is that, because there's a whole drive-through line there that everyone's, just in line for, and all he's got to do is open fire up. But, thank goodness there are a lot of crazy people in the world, but there aren't a lot of crazy people in the world. That crazy, I guess I should say.
And it's also this was also brought up to me on a different subject too, on the same idea. It's like, notice it was someone you never expect that did it, but it's never the gangbanger down the street.
They always say they always say it's someone you'll never expect, and it's usually true, right? Yeah. It's not the gangbanger, because it's obvious he's gonna. He may shoot somebody up, but
he has an agenda.
Retaliation.
Yeah,
thing.
There's something.
An agenda.
Yeah, there's an agenda for that. If he's killing someone, there is some kind of moral code somewhere deep inside him saying that he's not going to go after
some kind of street code.
Yeah, he's not going to go after some random dude at a drive-through.
Yeah,
unless he's trying to rob them or something. But more in the case, he's not going to go out and do a mass shooting.
Just not this random crap. This is just crazy. This random stuff. I don't know, Randy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The world is crazy, Randy.
The world is crazy, and that's what we got to try to teach our kids: is that not everybody's a nice person. Not everybody's
trust.
Not everyone's there to help you. That's why there's trafficking and all that stuff, and it's like, so many other things to worry about, and this on top of that. Yeah, I know. It's just crazy, Ray. It's crazy. And I just thought it was insane that this little girl from Stockton was just there to train people and help them out. And she was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I mean, I worry about being in the wrong place at the wrong time all the time. I mean, you got to live your life, but I try not to do so in a bubble, but I am paranoid by nature. So I'll be up against the wall in the restaurant. I'll be, looking around, all this stuff. I don't know. I just know way too many people that have either been in a restaurant and it got robbed, or a liquor store or something and it got robbed. And I hear too many stories, in other words. So be careful. Be careful.
I've fell into sketchy situations too.
But then again, I was lucky on a few and rolled up after it happened, and the police were out there, and it was like, oh, this is not good. What happened? Oh, I just got robbed like 5 minutes ago. Like, man, you guys are quick. He's like, yeah, we just got here like 5 minutes ago. He's like, you just missed it. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Just like I told you when I caught those two guys in
your car.
My car. Yeah.
See, I worry about crap like that. Those guys could have had a knife, could have had a gun.
Right.
Yeah,
And I just ran to them.
I know.
Ray just came out of nowhere.
Ray, I know.
It's flight, Randy. Sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you got to do it.
See, and that's the other thing that trips me out is that where does that instinct come from? Because I never and I think it's from like my parents, who grew up in that same kind of scenario. That whole fight or flight scenario.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, so I used to be that same way until a few years ago. So I was driving on 99 northbound towards Modesto, and I get sideswiped by this car. This car just it comes over. It was in the fast lane and just like shoots right in front of me. I mean, like, it looked like within feet. It may have been a little bit more than that, maybe in a half a car length or something, but it was right in front of me. And I almost crashed the car. And they shoot all the way across, get off on the off ramp. I'm like pissed. I'm like, So I roll off and I follow them down, and they're like a Ford Tempo or something. Right? It's dark. The windows are tinted. This is daylight, broad daylight. And
you had a little bit of road rage that day, Randy?
They did, and I did too, yes.
Okay.
But they didn't pay attention that it was me, and I rolled up next to them, and then they saw me, and they both had big shotguns, big old giant shotguns, man. And they just looked at me and rolled off. I'm like, whew. Could have gotten shot right there. That could have been it. Boom, that was it. And I've been on the side of the road out in the middle of nowhere between like Chowchilla and Merced. So no one would have found me. I would have been long dead by the time someone would have rolled up on me. And they just took off. And that was it. It was like, oh, these guys were hauling ass. So they either robbed somebody, or headed towards. I made all kinds of stuff. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why was I pissed off that bad? So after that, a couple of years ago, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Someone cuts me off. Hey, that's life. Everything's good.
I don't think I've never had that much. I never had road rage to the point like that.
Wrong day for me.
I don't think even on
that's all it takes. So
worst day. I mean, I'll be mad. I think the two things that bother me the most when it comes to driving is when someone cuts you off. Yeah, that's one. When someone doesn't use their turn signals.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And that's basically it. That's the only things that get me boiling.
Yeah.
But I never got to the point where I would go chase someone or
first time I ever did. Just because I thought, stupid kids, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I just pulled off the road and followed them for a minute. And then we all ended up at the intersection there. And Yep, they had some big ass shotguns. So they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing already that day. So they didn't have time to deal with me. Thank goodness.
Yeah, I don't think
because I was like, holy crap, and I just turned around. I was like, the whole way back, I was like, man, I could have just died right there. What the hell was I thinking? I'm freaking idiot.
I've been so lucky because I've definitely been in some situations where, again, the homeboys with the guns, I'll be like walking by and I know they're about to hit up someone, but it's not me.
Right. Right. And chances are
they make eye contact with me, but I'm not the target.
Yeah. Chances are and you probably knew them too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you grew up I
knew of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of grew up that way too. So they were just like, or, I used to get a heads up too. If I was like in the store, he's like, yo, okay. All right. Because 10 minutes later, and I see in the news, got robbed, and the day after that, right after I left, I was like, oh crap.
Again, that kind of goes back to that whole street mentality. Have you ever been detained by the police, Randy?
Have I been?
Oh no, you did. You did tell me that the cop let you go at a party, right?
Oh yeah. Well, that was when I was a kid too. Yeah, I've been detained by the police a few times. Ask questions and things like that.
It's always been local cops. I've never been detained by any highway patrol or any cop outside of Coalinga.
Probably not in the last 20 years, though.
I've been stopped and detained by Coalinga PD at least 3 times in my so far young adult life.
Well, so the last one that really got me,
wrongfully, by the way,
I may have told you this. The last one that really got me, I used to have this. I still do actually. An '85 Chevy Caprice Classic, the old hoopty,
which I still want one day.
Yeah. Sitting over in the yard over there, waiting for Charles to fix it. But anyway, so I was driving at nighttime, and I was on the west side over there. Let's just say in Kings County. And I got pulled over, and this has been a number of years ago, so I mean, no one's probably even there anymore. But I got pulled over in Armona by
no one lives in Armona anymore.
Well, this was like 9 o'clock at night. Okay. All right. And it was dark. It was in the fall, and it was over next to the drive-in, the old drive-in over there in Armona. And it's a hoopty. It's seen better days, but it glides down the road, and it's fun to drive because it's a big old hoopty.
It's just classic.
Yep, it's Caprice Classic. Just look it up, and you'll see like, oh man, a big old white Caprice Classic hoopty. And so I got pulled over, and I'm like, everything is. I wasn't speeding. Guy comes up, officer comes up, and he's like, and he like is like surprised. He's like, hey, where you coming from? I'm like, Hanford, headed to Lemoore. I'm gonna get some gas. He's like, you live around here? I said, by sell, yeah. He's like, what are you doing here? I said, well, I had to go to the bank at Hanford, so I went to Lemoore. Like, did I do something? He's like, no, but you shouldn't be driving around here in this kind of car late at night. And I was like, he's like, if you know what I mean. You could get shot easily. I was like, by you?
But yeah, right?
He's like, not by me right now, but you never know who.
Right now? Hold on, officer.
So I was like, all right. There's some weird stuff going on here. And I was like, okay, well, was there anything wrong? He's like, oh, well, you have one tail light out, like, but the other ones are okay. He's like, yeah, it's just the one bulb that carries so the other one in the bulb is okay. He's like, yeah, I just wanted to pull you over and let you know that was out.
Sure.
And see what else was going on with that. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's like, so you got a V8 in this thing? I'm like, yeah, you want to see it? So, we talked for a second, and I'm like, all right, well, that was weird. You have a good night, sir. And he just pulls off. He's like, remember what I said? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Apparently I was a suspicious looking vehicle. And like I said, this was like a good 20 years ago when I first got here in the South Valley. So I was like, wow, Texas law over there.
So before I decided my life to career on being in radio, there was a part of me that thought about being a cop because I have family members who were cops, and I thought about it. But this little incident tainted, and we'll end the podcast on this because we kind of went a little dark on this one.
We've gotten dark here,
man. So I was 15. Coming out of high school, right? I'm just leaving school. High school's just down the street from my house. I'm walking, and I just see this cop car just drive right past me really fast. And I heard the loudest screech of that car just pull a whole 180, comes up, pulls up right on me. Cop comes out with his gun drawn, tells me to get on the ground.
Nice.
And I had no idea what I did. I freaked. I put my hands up, and I dropped my bag. I dropped everything, laid on the ground. Cop comes up, detains me, illegally searches me without telling me what I did wrong, goes through my stuff, goes through my pockets, goes through my backpack, checks everything on me, sits me down on the street until he's able to call someone in. And then another cop comes by and says, that's not him, let him go. And he's like, the cop lets me go without apologizing.
Get up, go.
Get up, go. And my dad, who was just happened to be outside, saw it all go down. Immediately drives to the police station to file a complaint. And then the officer, I guess, who did it, said that they had a break-in earlier in my description. So
a fine-looking young man.
Yes. So ever since then, let's just say I had a little bit of a sour taste for a little bit of a law enforcement, bias.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all just doing their job. They're trying their best to get the bad guy, and I know.
But here's the one thing that people don't want to tell you about law enforcement, about that whole situation. And I talked to people about this. If I did something wrong, if I would have hesitated in any different way, situation would have been a completely different.
Oh, yeah. You'd be in jail right now,
or dead.
I'm going the happy.
He would
have been in jail. So one more.
Yes,
I know we're going long.
Okay. One more. Yeah, one more. Go ahead.
So looks can be deceiving type of thing, or look out. So if you are driving around a vehicle that looks like one they're looking for, they're going to pull you over.
Yeah.
So I was in, and granted, I was in a white van. Okay.
The hoopty van.
I was in the giant hoopty van, a 1990 Chevrolet G.
This isn't the old HITZ van, right?
No. This is a van that I bought out of Sacramento. It's just a big ass cargo van. It has a 3/4 ton. That's why it's a G30. Anyway, so I was on my way up to Springville to do a wedding, and this was a number of years ago as well. All right. I got stopped right there at was it River Island? The golf course.
Yeah.
I got caught up the golf course. They pulled me over, and I'm like, I wasn't speeding or anything like that. Broad daylight. Guy comes up, and he's like, "What you got back there?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a mobile DJ. I'm headed to go do a wedding up in Springville."
Yes, your gig.
And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "How have you had that stuff?" I'm like, "Years, forever." He's like, "All right." And then he goes, "I'm just going to go around, look on the other side." I'm like, "I can open it up if you want. Take a look. I don't care." And he's like, "No, it's all right." Didn't ask for my driver's license. Didn't ask for anything like that. And he looks and he goes, "So you've had it for a long time?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay, I'll give you my driver's license, whatever, dude." And he's like, "No." He's like, "Reason I ask is because," but then he was a good guy. He explained, he's like, "Reason I ask is like, there's been someone in a white van that's been going up and stealing stuff from houses and ranches up here that we've got. So he's like, red flag goes up every time we see a white van." He's like, "So if you get pulled over on the way home tonight, just say, officer, whatever his name was, already pulled me over, and I'm clean." And I'm like, "Well, thanks, dude." And he's like, "Yeah, sorry I had to do it and pull you over, but all's good."
It's such a slippery slope, though, dude. It's one of those things like. So,
but if they're looking for a vehicle like yours. See, I worry about Lexi because I have this car. There's like probably 5 of the cars in town that look like it because it's an old SUV.
It's also a reason why I got a car that's completely rare looking. But yes.
So I'm afraid if I get pulled over one day, it's going to be like, oh, somebody else pulled a bank job in their little dinky old SUV,
right?
And they're looking for one or worse or whatever, So but if someone pulls you over, you're innocent. I mean, hey. You got nothing to hide.
This is also not legal advice, but just saying, know your rights. Officers cannot pull you over unless they suspect you of doing a crime. If they have not seen you do the crime, they cannot technically pull you over.
Yes, and none of us are technically lawyers. That's why on the front of the podcast it says our own personal feelings about everything.
Yes, feelings, opinions. Again, this is another crazy podcast. We go completely off the rails on this.
Freaking Dark Monday is what this is, Ray.
Yeah, we'll definitely lighten it up on the next week. I promise.
Yeah, we'll be happier next time.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.
Next time.